This is your writer, Anthony L. Kelly, right here. Check it out. These are my books. Mac, Jaja, book, Sunshine. And this is my first book published, Saving Miss Caroline. And this is my latest, El Manic. Go check this book out, man. This is a nod at hip hop on its 50th anniversary. This is a nod to one of the illest MCs to ever do it, Nasir Jones. This is me shedding the light on mental illness. I'll leave all the links in the description box. Salute to everybody who's ever supported me, man. Y'all go support your boy Anthony L. Kelly. Check till next time. I'm out.
You know, we're gonna start with this though. Let's start with the death, the untimely demise of Charlie Rock LD. Sam, and we had him on the show maybe 5-6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, and we found out through Cuban Link, like everybody else did, that he passed away the other day. How'd you feel when you heard the news, man?
It's always unfortunate when you interview somebody and you get to know him just a little bit. We ain't know him that well,
right?
But we did have an opportunity to interview him, hear his story, get his story on the platform for the hour that we had him on. And this has happened a couple times, and it's kind of eerie that, and I'm not saying we got anything to do with this wild shit, but
right.
When you get the interview person, get to know them, and then all of a sudden they pass away suddenly, unexpectedly, it kind of just makes you reflect and go, damn, it makes you look at your own mortality. Now, we know that man was dealing with a lot of issues, a lot of demons, and I'm not saying that's the reason why he passed away, but it seemed as though he was trying to make good from them demons and get his life together. You heard Cuban Link saying that he was happy, he was starting to smile a little bit, and even though they had their little situation because of that situation, he was happy to see him doing well. So just condolences to the family. You know what I mean? I wish that he would have been able to get out here a little more and I guess do what he wanted to do. He was starting to put out content. He was starting to really move in that arena and that avenue. So condolences to his family, man. It's unfortunate. We don't know what happened, but yeah, that's really all I got on him.
Yeah, and you know, I'll say this, man. I know when we reached out to him, he was excited to do the interview. He showed up for the interview, and that's respectable. You know, to me, a lot of people didn't agree with his approach and a lot of things that he said, but then a lot of people was, you know, rooting for him. If you look at the comments, but Fat Joe, one of the people, he's pretty much became one of Fat Joe's like arch nemesis at this point in time, and Fat Joe made a statement that was a subliminal shot, and we all heard it, we all seen it, right? He pretty much came out and said, God don't like ugly. Now, he didn't put any names to it or anything like that, but come on, man. We're not stupid. We could read between the lines. How'd that make you feel?
I don't agree with the approach, but we don't know their story all the way through. And I know a lot of people give Joe a lot of, they throw a lot of shade toward Joe because of what they assume happened with Pun, and we don't know exactly what happened, but if that's justifiably and deservingly so, then he deserved that criticism. But I think that in doing that, a lot of people take a lot of credit for what Joe has built outside of Terror Squad, and I think Joe's starting to feel some type of way about that. Like, nigga, y'all wasn't with me shooting in the motherfucking gym the whole time. You went and did your thing, you went and did your thing, you went and did your thing.
He lost the eye for him, though. He lost the eye for him.
I hear you. And there may be a certain different level of loyalty to me.
Yeah.
If you lost the eye for me, I'm going to take care of you, but that don't mean I owe you shit. I think there's a big difference. Like, I didn't ask you to go out here, yo, bro, go lose an eye for me. You went and did that off the strength, off of loyalty, and I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I cannot be your servant, your slave for the rest of my life because you went out here and lost an eye for me. Do I think that he should have showed a little more loyalty to the situation, given the fact that he was shouting them out in his old lyrics, put him in his book? This dude obviously had an integral part in your life, and if you felt some type of way about him, then leave it alone, because that respect, even in a minuscule level, should still be there a little bit because of what y'all went through. And yes, the man did lose an eye for you. I just think Joe feels scorned right now. He's feeling like he's on the defense. His back is against the wall. Everybody's shooting shit at him. Everybody's saying this and that. Now Charlie Rock dies. Everybody's saying this. He's like, man, F all y'all. So I don't agree with the approach, but I'm trying to just understand that side.
I mean, he doing what the drill rappers do. Smoking on the Charlie Rock pack.
Ooh,
I mean, that's what he's pretty much saying.
I don't know if you want to smoke that right now.
Oh, man. But nah, yeah. Nah, man, you know, when you the man, when you like Fat Joe is the man, you got people in your circle, right? And sometimes you may see somebody in your circle where you feel like you may see some disloyalty coming. You got to get them out the circle.
Yeah.
You know, and it almost feels like a kind of like a Jay-Z Beanie Siegel type of situation. Not quite, but it's like, all right, we was kind of together, boom, boom. and now you throwing shots at me and shit. Like, nigga, fuck you. You know, and that's probably where Fat Joe's coming from. Like you said, we don't know the situation. We don't know the story. All we know is Charlie's side. Yeah. You know, Fat Joe, you know, really didn't say too much about him. He said stuff about him in the book, or supposedly he was talking about him in the book. But we just don't really know the true story. And I wish that Fat Joe would, you know, open up about it. But hey, he's entitled to say what he said. You know, it's some sucker shit. But hey, somebody's coming at you, you know, making a career now on slandering your name and coming after you, and they die, and you want to say what you want to say. Hey, man, who am I to say anything against it?
This is the only thing I say about it, and this is my opinion. Like I asked, so everybody got one. Either Joe go all the way in on Charlie Rock in the whole situation, or don't say nothing at all.
He throwing little subliminal little subs, yeah.
Yeah, so okay, you see it.
Right, yeah.
You watching.
Right.
You paying attention to everything that's going on. And then at a moment where dude can't even defend it or is gone, now you want to throw a shot. I think that's a little whack. I think either go all the way in or leave it alone completely. Either he's, no pun intended, dead to you, or you're going to acknowledge it all the way and dead that shit completely. But he kind of stared and swayed in the middle, which kind of makes it look weak to me.
Yeah, and I just hope, man, that whole situation is, according to the people that we brought on the show, it appears like there's still money owed to Big Pun. Yep. And so I just hope that, you know, that stuff gets ironed out. It may not necessarily be Fat Joe's fault. It may be because from my, you know, experience in the thing, it was like somebody named Jelly Bean Publishing, you know, that may have a hand in this as well. But we'll let that thing iron itself out. They got the lawyers and stuff on it, and we interviewed, you know, Liza and her attorney about it. So
and Gangu Roach, and he got something to do with that too.
Yeah, he actually came through before them. Right. This was a couple years ago,
right?
And I think he said he found a couple $1 million too that was missing and misappropriated as well. But hey, I just wish the best for the whole situation, man.
At the end of the day, me too, man. Condolences to Charlie Rock, and hopefully everybody can move forward, man. So your boy Lil Wayne, my boy too.